So as a part of GL, we have SmartView, Account Inspector, Account Monitor, and GL period close process. Let's see this. In the last session, we have seen how to create the reports by using Financial Reporting Studio, FRS. What is SmartView? The reports, whatever you create by using FRS, those reports you can view through spreadsheet. For that, you can use the SmartView, or else if you want to prepare or if you want to conduct some analysis related to data which is available in the space, you can use the SmartView. So first we have to download and install the SmartView so that we will be able to get access to that SmartView. Ideally, that has to be downloaded and installed. For that, you need login credentials for Oracle website. So you can search in the Google and it will display that SmartView option. That's how you can try for this. You can see here. It will take you to relevant portal. The same navigation you can use. So go to others, Financial Reporting Center. And here you can go to task list, click on open workspace for financial reports. Wait for a moment. Go to tools and select install. Here is the SmartView. So this you have to download and install into your machine so that you'll be able to open the reports or you can conduct some analysis through spreadsheet. Click on SmartView. Now it is taking to Oracle website. If you click on download now, it will ask you to provide the login credentials. Then you can download, you can provide the login credentials and you can download it. Now, instead of following this process when you practice, I will share this file. Okay, I will share this file. Here is the file. This is the file. So from that website, you can download the same file. This file I'll place in the Google Drive. I'll create one subfolder called as SmartView file. I'll place in that. This you can download into your machine. After downloading, right click and run as an administrator. Okay, right click, run as administrator and say yes, and you can process. Next, you can finish it. In my system already, I downloaded and installed. Once again, I'm not going to doing it. So that is the first step. Okay, first we have to download and install. Once you are done with that downloading and installing that file in your machine. So within the spreadsheet, if you go to spreadsheet, you can see additional tab called as the menu called as Smart View. Okay, you can see additional tab called as Smart View. Now, so here we can prepare the reports. By using this, we can prepare the reports. Just give me a second. Now, say you want to prepare the reports, then you have to connect to the instance from this. Go to spreadsheet. Open this. Go to Smart View and here you have options. Click on options. Within these options, go to advanced options. Here you can provide the mapping. By using the spreadsheet, you want to connect to the which instance to open the reports or to prepare any kind of data analysis. It is not same as FRS, but it is similar to that. So here you can provide the instance details. So here is our instance URL, and before you provide, you copy the URL whatever you have in this. So this is the URL we have. You have to keep this extension as this, and this is the instance we have to replace. What is our instance URL? Just copy this. Replace. Now this we have to update here. Check once. Yeah. Say okay. So this is how we have to map our instance within this spreadsheet under Smart View tab. Now you can go click on panel. Click on panel because we have to establish the connection. Hope you remember in case of FRS, we created database connection. The same way here also we have to create the connection. So click on shared connection. And provide login credentials to the instance. Whatever the instance you mapped in these options, within the options we have an advanced tab. Under advanced we provide instance details. Now this spreadsheet is pointing to that instance, provide login credentials. Now within the instance, what are the space related access we required for our chart of accounts or any chart of accounts, that information you can see here. Now this spreadsheet is connected to S-based database. Click on drop down. There you have two options. One is Oracle S-base. The second one is Oracle Hyperion Financial Reporting Fusion Edition. If you select the second option, you can open the reports whatever you created in the FRS. Financial Reporting Studio, whatever the reports you created, those reports you can open from here. You can view those reports in the spreadsheet. If you select S-base, you can conduct some analysis, kind of reports you can prepare, or else you can analyze the data what is available against so and so chart of accounts as per criteria. So you can just select the second option. Select second option. So what are the reports we have related to this instance? This is the instance URL. Expand it, and you can see my folders and shade folders. Hope you remember we created a report and we saved in shade folders. So the shade folders, so custom we have. Yes, we saved in the custom folder the report whatever we created, but it was not working. That is reason, and we used the different instance. Okay, this is the one we created, but in this report we could not see any result. That is the reason we changed instance and we tested. So you can see just what are the report you want to open from here, you can open. Let's try here, but it was not showing the result. We have seen that in this environment. Just select this report. Okay, just double click on this report, double click, or else you select this report and you click on open. From FRS, this report was not working when we tried in this instance. Not sure how it will behave in case of SmartView. Let's see that. The same result we are getting, whatever we have seen in case of this FRS. Yes, there also we were not getting any results. That is the reason we left this definition, this instance, and we prepared in the other instance. Whatever we prepared, that you can see here. So this is how just we prepared and we left this report in this environment. Okay. So you can open, okay, you can open any report, whatever we prepared in the FRS. The instance, whatever we used, For FRS, that is down now. Okay. So you any instance you can prepare the report through FRS that you can open from here. That is one thing you can check with this. The other point is you can just select a space and you can conduct some analysis here. Go to a space cluster and we have to choose our chart of accounts. So you can choose chart of accounts. The digital chart of accounts or US chart of accounts you can choose. Let's choose US chart of accounts or digital. Here is the digital chart of accounts. So select DB and click on okay ad hoc analysis. Click on ad hoc analysis. And here you can see the dimensions. And you can click on the same dimensions to be displayed in the point of view, POV. Now you can filter this data accordingly, result you can get. So you can change these columns also from here to here and here to here. By default, it is taking accounting period and ledger. Now you want to have account as a row. Okay, account as a row you want to have. So what you can do is you can drag and drop this from here to here. And this you can drag and drop from here to here. When you drag and drop, hold it and drag and drop. So this accounting period, if you want to drag and drop as a column, okay, you have to click on it, hold with the right click and drop here. So again, this if you want to drag and drop from here to here, you can place the cursor, hold with the right click and drop in this. Now we have a row and column, whatever we require. Account and accounting period. Now you can select the data. Click on the drop down and remove this same process, whatever we did in case of FRS, the same we are doing here. Remove the default value and select. So these are the three companies we have in our chart of accounts. Select the value. Okay. And department. If there is a default value, remove that. And just expand. I want to select department 1000. Okay. Next dimension. Remove that value. And select default. Project dimension. So remove the default. So I'm selecting default for project. in this, okay, we have only one, right? Okay. So this is the one you can select. Remove this default value and select default. The same dimensions, whatever we have seen, okay, in the FRS, the same here also you can see. Select scenario is actual. We want to see actual balance related data. Balance amount. So period activity related balances. Before that, you remove this. Select. Select amount type. Say specific period balances you want to see. Select PTD, period to date. Select currency. Currency type. Entered balances you want to see, or else you can say total. It could be functional currency or converted foreign currency, everything it will display. Say entered. Whatever you entered accordingly it will display. And select ledger. So with this digital chart of accounts, how many ledgers are created, those all you can see. Okay. So we are selecting digital US primary ledger. Now we have to select information for accounts and accounting period. You select this cell and here you have a option called as member selection. Click on member selection. Here you can just expand. Expense revenue. So I'm choosing this entire expense related. Say okay. And accounting period, select, click on member selection. 2053. May month. Say okay. Now click on refresh. If any balances are available as per the criteria, it will display the balances here. See, you got balances here. Okay. The same, it was not working in the FRS. We have seen in this instance, we tried and it was not producing results. We changed the instance, but here it is showing. So here you can click on the same account. This is how you can expand it. Okay, so just expand further, double click. You can expand. If you don't want to see this missing or zeros, the same you can set what we did in case of FRS in the same way. Go to Smart View, go to Options. The options, you can set the formatting and other options which are related to that. So member options, no, data options. Here you can say suppress rows. No data are missing, don't display. Zeros don't display. Okay, this is how you can set the option and refresh. Now, if data is missing or zeros, etc., it is not displaying. Okay, so that's how just you can analyze the data within this. So it is not so flexible, same as FRS to set up everything to like insert the grid and setting up all that information. But whatever the data you have in the space, the specific chart of account structure instance that you can select, and you can select all the dimensions accordingly, you can analyze the data. Okay, so this is how you can use this smart view functionality. The reports whatever prepared in the FRS, those you can open from this option, and by using the space, yes, you can connect and you can conduct this sort of analysis. So this is the purpose we use the smart view functionality. Apart from this, we have smart account inspector and account monitor. Okay, account inspector and account monitor. So one second. Oh, okay. We'll see account inspector and account monitor. What does it mean by account inspector and monitor? With account inspector, you can inspect specific account related balances. With account monitor, you can keep watching how that account is performing by comparing with other period, maybe previous period or last year period, specific period. So you can just create some comparison and you can keep watching how that account is performing. It could be any account, it may be expense account, revenue account. What are the key accounts you have in your organization? For those, you can use the account monitor. First, we'll see account inspector. So with the account inspector, what we can do is we can give the dimensions, accordingly it will display the results. So almost whatever we have seen in the FRS and Smart View, the same way of representation you can see in the account inspector, but just it's by targeting specific account or multiple accounts, you can conduct the inspection here. That's it. Let's see that. So account inspector. Go to instance, and here then go to general accounting. General accounting. Go to period close. Select period close task. Go to task list. So here you have an inquire balance inquiry. Okay, here you have a balance inquiry, and click on inquire and analyze balances. Click on inquire and analyze balances. You can see here account inspector. You can give the all the dimensions, accordingly you can see the result here. So by default, system is picking the current period here under the accounts, all accounts. We can change it. So we have access to digital US primary ledger. So within this US primary ledger, what are the chart of accounts we have that we can access? Accordingly, you can select dimensions. You can click on search, remove this default value called as company, click on search. You can see all the companies. I'm selecting 1000. Department, click on search, remove, search, select department value. For every segment, remove default and do search and select relevant value. Here, select default. Search. Selecting default. That's how we recorded most of the transactions. The ledger value is same. It is just picking from here. And scenarios actually you can accept. Balance amount is period activity. Okay. Currency is USD. Currency type you can keep as total, or you can just change to other value, just how you require, just entered and all you can select. I'm selecting entered. Amount type by default it is base. You can just keep as a base. Anything it will fetch, or else you can select specific PTD, QTD, or whatever you require. So these are our chart of account related segments, and this is our ledger name. This rest of all, even currency is our part of our primary ledger. The rest scenario, balance amount, currency type, amount type, these are the dimensions which we get from the space by default. Now, so here June month is selected. Since there is a current period it is selecting, if you click on refresh, if any balances are available, it will display. Okay, you can just expand. So you can see there are certain balances. If you want to select specific account also, yes, you can do that. So now by default, it is picking all the accounts. All the accounts. All the accounts it is picking. Now, if you want to run that, if you want to do this analysis, if you want to inspect for specific account, yes, that we can do it. So further to what we have to do is, we have to change these dimension values. What we can do is, so we have these all accounts and all. Now you want to inspect specific account only, and you want to inspect for a particular period. Now, since we have these dimensions here, you cannot change it. If you move these from here to here, then you will be able to do it. Now, what I want to do is, I want to move this company here to here, or here anywhere, so that I can move this account from here to here. I will be able to select specific account. The same way period also. At least one row and one column should be available here. Otherwise, you cannot make a move from here to here or from here to here, the dimensions. Now, if I want to move the account from here to here, first I have to move any one of the dimensions from here to this section. Now, I want to move this company from here to here. Drag and drop. Company I move. Now account I can move from here to here. Now I can drag and drop. Now I can just submit. I can select specific account. So you can choose what account you want to inspect. You can choose from here. I'm just going to search for an account. This account. So rent, billings, or refresh. There are balances. Okay. In the same way, you can change the period also. If you want to change the period, you have to change the dimensions. You can move any one of the dimension to this section and you will be able to move this period here and you can change it. I just want to move this dimension from here to here. Now I can change this period from here to here. Now I can change the period also. Search and you can select. But it's not showing. Again, I think it's case sensitive, it is not showing. I just typed everything uppercase. A capital, rest are small. Say okay. Now refresh. No balances with the same account in the say with this account in this period, no balances we have. So this is how you can inspect. Okay, this is how you can inspect maybe range of the accounts or specific account, and you can move this by default. Okay, you can just have you can have multiple dimensions here, but by default there are two dimensions are mandatory always. If you want to change any dimension from here, you cannot change that. You move into this dimension section and you can update that information. So this is how just you can inspect specific account related balances. If you want to conduct some kind of comparisons, say you have a few key accounts like cash account, expense accounts, revenue accounts, and receivables accounts or liability accounts, you have all these accounts. You want to keep eye on those, how those are performing. So what is the expense in the current month compared to previous month, how much is increased or decreased? You want to keep eye on that information. For that, you can use the functionality called as account monitor. You can monitor how those accounts are performing. To check that, you can go to general accounting dashboard. Click on general accounting dashboard. You see here account monitor. Account monitor. So click on view, go to account group, say create. Okay. Now you want to do the comparison. Take like digital expense or specific account name you can take and you can check. Account monitor and everything you can accept as this, and you want to, the time option is period wise we want to verify, else quarter wise or year wise we want to compare, you can select. And comparison option, prior year ptd or prior period ptd. Prior period means we can compare one period with the previous period. Okay, prior year ptd means current June you can compare with the last year June balances with the specific account. I am selecting prior period PTD. So we want to compare with the May month. Whatever the current month you select, prior period you can compare. Now which account related balances you want to compare, that you can select here. You can see here segment names are short names. When we created chart of accounts, as a part of segment definition, we given the short names. Those short names you can see only in case of space. Okay, wherever you record a transaction with the segments, nowhere we have seen the short names, but we given the short names as a part of segment definition within the chart of accounts. Those names system is displaying in the this account monitor functionality. Here, these all are short names for our segments. Now click on add. You can give the name. So some internet expense. So select US primary ledger and select the criteria. Select department. So account, here you cannot find that account directly. You cannot search, you have to look at the description and you can understand. Internet expense is the account. So we'll check that account. From here, you cannot search directly, not possible. With the description and all, you cannot search. This is related to computers. Just cancel this. These are the different accounts. So let's pick that account from the journal page itself. Manage journals. Five three four one zero. 53410. Here we don't have option to search with the account description. Okay, only account code you can select. This is how you may add multiple accounts also, multiple rows you can add. Save it. So save and close. Now here you can conduct the analysis. Now in the account monitor we have internet expenses which we defined. So here you can select period, the prior period PTD it will compare. If you select so and so month, prior that month how much internet expense is spent, and again it will compare with the previous month, prior period. I'm going to choose April month. So in the April month, this much expense we spent for internet expense, this much we spent. Prior period is March. March it is showing 0. The change is as it is, total amount is change. So in the March, no internet expense we spent, but April this much we spent. Okay, that it is showing as the total, that is a negative. And select May month. Let's see. Okay. So May month compared to here, May month we didn't spend anything, April only we spent. Okay, April we spent, May month 0 we spent. It is showing 100% positive, decreased, no expense we spent. So the change is this. This is how you can compare any account with prior period or prior year period. For this purpose, you can use the account monitor. You may just select cash accounts or liability or revenue accounts, and you can perform this analysis. This we call as account monitor. You can create a number of the account groups. One group we created. This is the one we created just now. In the same way, you can create multiple groups for a different type of accounts. And you can set you want to compare with the last year periods or current year, previous period. So the based on the options, whatever available, accordingly you can check. That is all about account monitor. And when we talk about GL period close, after closing all the subledger applications, we have to close the GL period. After closing all the subledger applications, finally we have to close the GL period. And here go to period close. So this all period should be closed. So we have seen how to close the payables, how to close the receivables, how to close the assets also. The same process we follow. If client is using projects, those periods also need to be closed. And from GL side also you can verify. You can verify if you want to close the GL period by seeing here, you can understand. But if anything is not closed, you can keep in touch with the respective team who are working on the payables, receivables. You can talk to them and you can close. So apart from that, you can have a visibility from here itself. You can just expand this outstanding subledger transactions and you can select any application and you can verify. Say, this is our ledger. I'm selecting June month and I'm going to select here payables application and click on refresh. So within the payables application for the June month, if any issues are there, you can see. So if any unaccounted transactions, it will display nothing you have. Unaccounted but not transferred to GL errors draft, no issues we have in the payables. So you can go and close the payables period because in the June month we never recorded transactions and the period also we not yet open. The same way for other applications also you can check from the GL itself. If you are working for GL application, so you know before you go and contact payables receivables teams, you can verify from here itself if there are any issues in the current periods from the subledger applications. You can check. We can check, but we cannot fix it. When you are working as a business user, for reality, you may work for GL, the others may work for different applications. So you have to keep in touch with the teams and ensure that those periods are closed. Finally, you can close the GL period. If you are working as a consultant, you have to look after all these. You have to coordinate with the teams like payables team, receivables team, GL teams who are working on the system accordingly. So we have to make sure that first subledger periods are closed. Then finally you can close the GL period. So that's what we can do here. This period status is open. June month. So selecting this, say try to close this. Say yes. So it is giving the message for so and so period is not closed and so and so application. That is a message it is giving. So you close first, you have to close the all the periods, then you can close the GL period. That is a sequence we have to follow. Okay, that is a sequence we have to follow. So assets period is open. You have to close the asset period, then you can close the GL period. That was the message system given. Okay. Then expand, check for assets. Of course, period is open, but still you can verify if anything is pending from fixed assets that you can run from here. Hope you remember as a part of payables, we submitted period close exception report. That report you can run from this page also. Just 1 second, let me refresh this page. Expand this outstanding, select assets, search. So we don't have any assets, any issues. We don't have anything in the assets. And here is the report. Submit subledger pre-close exception report. If you click on that, it will generate the report for assets. If any exceptions are there in this period within the fixed assets, it will display that information. For any application, you can run from here also. So we closed GL period, but reality we don't close in this way. Okay, we have to close all the subledgers, then you can close. When we are closing also, when we try to submit close, it thrown some error message saying that asset period is not yet closed. It is open. You have to close assets first, then you can close GL. That is a message we got, but still with the force we closed it. Okay, ideally we don't close after closing all the subledger applications. We have to close the GL period. So that is a point we should aware. I'm going to just reopen the period. Yeah, done. So this is a note about period closing. After closing all the subledger applications, we have to close the GL. So that's all about general ledger application. Now we'll see the expense, fusion expense. After expense, we'll see the tax. After tax, the P2P, we completed almost setups. We'll complete remaining, we'll test P2P, then we'll test O2C also. Now, so when we talk
Please.
about expenses, okay, these are the basic setups you have to complete so that you can create the expense reports and you can set approvals. Once expense report is approved, you can create invoice in the payables based on the expense report. So we'll see
Hi,
this.
Lakshman.
Sorry.
I have one doubt.
Yeah, please.
Uh, Actually, um, in a company, when I passing the general
Voice
entry.
is not clear.
Uh, Hello, am I audible now?
You're audible, but not that much clear. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
Yes. Actually, I facing some issue while in my project.
We'll see that. We'll see in between the class. Okay.
Yes.
Go
Actually,
ahead. We will see at the end of the session.
yes, yes. It's related to GL period open and all. So that's why I asked.
Yeah, what is the issue?
In issue, it's showing the error as warning message. The accounting date isn't an open or feature interable period. You must open the accounting period or modify the general entry rule set. It's showing
Where it
it's
is
for
showing? Where it is showing
it's
in the payables?
it's yes in payables.
Yeah, you have to not only GL AP period, you have to open the GL period also.
Yes, but I already opened that period, current month June period, but it's still showing same message.
Cross check once again. There is no other point when system says the period is not open. We'll see in the end of the session.
Oh, okay,
We'll verify that.
okay, okay.
Maybe just you have to refresh that and you can try. That should work. We'll see that. We'll verify anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the basic setups. Okay, related to expense. These are the basic setups. So that employee can book the expense report. It can be submitted for approval. Once the expense report is approved, that expense report information you can transfer to AP. The expense report information system will create as invoice in the payables application. Let's see this. So you no need to add any offerings or options into our implementation project. If you have a financials offering within the implementation project, so that will support to do these setups. Go to our implementation project. So perform these setups. First, we have to set up system options, expense related system options. These system options by default, Oracle is providing for all the business units. But anyway, we'll just have a look. So this is a task, manage expenses system options. Click on this task. and click on go to task icon. So by default, you no need to set up for all the business units. So how many business units you create for all the business units? Oracle is providing the default system options. The same you can use if you want to change. Yes, you can change the system options specific to your BU. Now you can see all business units. For all the business units, the same system options are applicable. These are the system options, the same system options are applicable. If you want to change for your business unit, here you have to choose your business unit. So here you can select your BU. Select your business unit, click on edit. When you click on edit, whatever the default system options Oracle is providing for all the BUs, the same system options system will copy for your business unit also. You may change how you require. So this is a point you have to understand here. See, use setup from all the business unit. Use setup from all the business unit. For everything, it is showing whatever available for all the business unit. Okay, you can use it. Or else if you want to change, you can change. So in the system options, this value is set to yes or no. Then you may set here as yes. Enable payment method, yes. If it is there in the system options, no. You may set here as yes. That's how whatever you want to change, you can change here. That's how you can set system options for your business unit. But by default, you don't need to set. Oracle is providing system options for all the business units. You keep as it is. You don't need to change ideally. And certain things you may change. Say, whenever you create the expense report, what prefix it has to take, that you can set here. It has to take in the expense report number prefix as a digital. Other important point is pay expense report through set as a payables, not third party. We create expense report in the expense application. That expense report information we want to transfer to payables, not to third party application. We transfer that expense report information to payables in the form of invoice, and we make the payments from the payables. So what is your plan? Accordingly, you can do. Mostly if any client is going to use expense report or expense application, we pay from the payables only. So ensure it is set to payables. So these are the two primary parameters. Rest default you can accept and say save and close. Now we have to create expense report template. In the template, you can list out all the expenses which can be reimbursed. You may create different template. One template may be for stationery, one template for travel, one template maybe for outing. So for different purposes, you may create the different templates. When you are going to record the expense reports as an employee, those templates would be available. The expense what you incurred related to which category of the expense. Accordingly, you can choose the template and you can book the expense report. Let's see how to create the expense report template. Okay. So after creating just template, we can create user and we can work on it. Here is the task, manage expense report templates. Click on go to task icon. Say create. Now here give the name, digital travel. Select our business unit. digital US business unit. Okay, by default, system can pick any one of the business unit in this field. Ensure you are selecting your business unit. And within the template, you can create expense items. Click on create. Here you can list out all the expense items. Say taxi. Select relevant category. Taxi means a car rental, and provide account here. Just you have to provide account only. Rest of code combination system will take from the employee. Employee level, we have to provide remaining code combination. Only account it will pick based on what expense employee incurred, and rest of code combination, company, department, other segment values, always system will derive from the employee itself. Let's select relevant account. Say domestic taxi. Just wait for a moment. Take some time here, the account selection. It may take minute. Okay. From the next account, it will take immediately. So when you select first time, it is taking time here. Let's wait. I'll just pause the recording. So for taxi, we provided account. Now say save and create another. So this is how you can list out few expenses. Say accommodation. Select accommodation expense account. So domestic accommodation. And say save and close. This is how you can list out multiple expenses within this template. We just created two. If you have multiple templates, one template you can set as a default for this business unit. Okay, I'm just setting one only we have, but I'm setting as default. Say save and close. Say yes. Done. Now create user digital MGR. As a part of payable setup, already we created digital MGR, and also we create a relationship between digital MGR and our digital user, right? We'll go and check once. Manage users. So digital is our employee user. Select, go to actions, select this record, go to actions, manage users. So to this digital, already we assigned digital MGR as a supervisor to test GL related approvals. The same we can use here for approvals also. So already we have a user called as digital MGR, and also we create a relationship between the digital and digital MGR as a employee supervisor. Now, who is going to book the expenses? That user level, we have to set default expense account. So the digital user is going to create the expense report. For this user, we have to set the expense account where you can set. First, find user, go to actions, select expense management, expense information. Select expense information and first set address for this employee. You say employee spent some expense, they submitted bill. So where you are going to send the check or where you have to, what is the location to pay that amount, that information you have to provide. It may be office, but still you have to create the address. Just pick the zip code. And set default expense account here. So from this default expense account, it will pick all the values except account. Account it will take from the template. Here you can provide any one of the account. Anyway, system will not take from here. Any one of the account you can pick. From here, system is not going to take account except account remaining code combination. It will pick from employee. And the only account it will take from expense report template item. For with which item, with which expense you are booking the expense report, from that item it will pick the item in the sense the expense, type of expense, it will pick the account from the same. So it takes some time to create the new account code combination. Let's wait. So it is not accepting this combination. Let me pick any one of the combination. No worries. I just picked one combination ideally. So this is a combination system is going to use when you create expense report. It won't take account from here. Whatever the account we are giving here, it won't take. It will take the account from expense report template item. Rest of combination it will take from here. That's how it works. And expense, where you want to send the check to this employee, reimbursement related, that I'm selecting as office. So this is setup we have to complete at employee level. Say save and close. Okay, save and close, done. Just we complete up to here. It's almost 7:45. So rest of setups we'll see in the tomorrow session. Okay, we'll complete these remaining setups and we'll see the process, how to create expense reports, approvals, creating the invoice and the payables based on the expense report. That we'll see in the tomorrow session.